Hi guys, this is Deepak. Today I am going to show you how we can create a partition in VMware workstation or in a Linux operating system. How we are creating a partition. So you have to simply open your VMware workstation or your physical machine, and after that you have to open run your operating system. So I have already run a operating system, that is a Fedora. So in a Fedora, how we are adding a how we are creating. Now here guys, you can follow this step how you can add a partition. So in this video, let me know, I'm going to tell you how we can create a partition. So this is my Fedora operating system. By using this operating system, I'm going to create a partition. So here simply, for doing this, if you have space in your computer in a hard disk, so you have to go for it. So I have to check how I can check I have space in my hard disk or not. So you have to press the F disk F disk sorry F disk hyphen L. After using this command, you will get the idea you have free space in your hard disk or not. So simply I'm going to click here. So after giving this command, you will get this. So I have the hard disk name is SDA dev is a disk, and you can define the name here. It's already defined the name of the hard disk. So here you can check it's a 21.5 GB, and assume you have size in you have free space in this hard disk. But currently in my operating system there is no free space, so I'm using second of the hard disk. So which one I have added from the VMware. If you want to know how you can add a new hard disk, so watch my previous video how you can add a hard disk in your VMware workstation. So you should have to watch this, so you will get an idea how you can add a hard disk in VMware workstation for any operating system. So I have no space in this hard disk, so I'm going to create a new partition in this hard disk. So how we can create it? Let's start with the procedure. Before that, please like and subscribe my channel. My channel name is You Can Do It. Please go and watch my videos. If you like my videos, so please like and subscribe. So now go for the procedure again. So here, after doing this, so in which hard disk you are going to create a partition. If you are going to create a partition in this hard disk or this hard disk, so you should have to give the name. So use this command fdisk slash dev slash sdb. So I'm going to create the partition in this hard disk, like in this hard disk. This is a hard disk. Here I am going to create the partition. If you are going to create a partition in SDA in this hard disk, so you have to give the name of this slash deb SDA. This is a device name, or like name of the hard disk. So after using this, I have used the fdisk slash dev slash sdb. It's a second this disk name. So I simply press enter here. Now you are getting option. So simply, if you don't know anything about it, so you should have to press M and check over there. If you are pressing M, you will get as an option for the making a partition, creating a partition. Here you are getting an option. So what will be the flag, what will be the command after using this? So here it is showing command M for help, and after that you can check command M for help. Otherwise you can, if you know how you can create, so you can follow these steps, how you can create a steps. Here if you check N, if you are pressing an N, so it will be add a new partition. Here you can check add a new partition. If you are giving up W, so it will be a write table to disk and exit, like it will be a save and exit, go for exit. And if you are want to know how many partition it is, a partition table is already created or not, so you should have to verify from here. If you are pressing P, so you can check it is created or not. And if you want to verify the partition table, so you can check, like you can give the V. So now here go for the, I'm going for the create a new partition. So I'm going for the create a new partition. Simply I'm pressing N for the new partition. For creating a new partition, simply N. What partition type you are going to create, primary or extended? So I'm going to create a primary one. So after giving P, should have to enter. So it's a partition number. You can create 4 partition. So one to 4. So default is going 1, so don't do anything, like don't provide any of the partition number, so simply press 1. And here it is selecting first sector. So after, in these scenarios, it already, if you are going to create a first partition, like this is a new hard disk, on that hard disk you are going to create a one partition. So on that time use first cylinder as it is default one, that will be a come as a 2041, sorry 2048, it is starting from 2048. So first sector will be auto take from what where it is starting, and now it's a last sector. It is asking for last sector, how many size of the partition you are going to give it. So I want to create a partition for only 200 MB. Like I have 2 GB of the hard disk. In this 2 GB of the hard disk, I am going to create a 200 of the MB for the partition. 200 MB of partition. So 200 M. If you are going to create GB, so you should have to provide 2G. So after giving this plus 2 plus 2 and G, so it will be created 2 GB of the partition. But I am going to create 200 MB, so I'm provide M. If you are going to create it is in KB, so you should have to provide K. So, but I'm going to create in MB, so it is a 200 M plus 200 M. So now you can check, I have enter after giving this, so I have created it. So now check it. So I have pressed P. Now let me check in this hard disk, it is a, now you can check I have created this. So here if you are going to create a partition, so you will get as a partition like a hard disk name HDB1. Now you can check you have created, and from this block size, it's a default cylinder or sector, it's starting from 2048 sector 2, and from the 411647, this is a sector size. In this between it will come as a 200 MB. So now you want to only create only one partition. You can create more than one partition, so use the same method. If you want to create a new, so you should have to press N, and if you want to create only one, so you should have to do this. You have checked, like you have created it, so you should have to go for the view. So like here I want to view the verify the partition. Yes, it is a partition 1 is a previous sector, is this much, and you can check here it is a unlocked by 512 by sector. So here I am going to save it, W, it's a save and exit. So I have done it, I have pressed W and it is a saved and exit. Now you, what you need to do here, I have created a partition. Now I want to use this partition. So what we need to do here, easily use the command partex hyphen A for all, and give the drive name dev sdb. This name you have to provide, don't provide sdb1. You are going to partex to the, like you are going to refresh the hard disk, like that is a sdb. This hard disk you are going to refresh, so use this, don't use sdb1. So after this press this, so it is a giving a message partex dev error adding partition 1. So use to twice or thrice time this command, you can check. Now it is done, so you should have to use sync. This command you can use sync. Now what we need to do, now here you can create, like you have to give the file system. For these things you should have to format that partition. So I'm going to format mkfs. This is a command, and in which file system you are going to format it. Sorry, ext. Now you can check ext4. This is a file system, I'm going to format it. So which drive I'm going to format, dev sdb1. Now you are formatting sdb1, no, not for sdb. You have to format which partition you have created one. On that partition you can use the mkfs.ext4. So after this you can check, I have already successfully, like I have already successfully created a file system in the particular partition I have created one. So now I want to use it the partition. So for these things we need to give it access of that particular partition. So what we need to do, you have already formatted, you have given the partition like file system. Now what we need to do here, you can create a directory mkdir and directory will be slash under slash. Now here, after doing this, you are going to create a, you want to access the partition of the created one. Like you have created the partition and now you want to use that partition. So what we need to do, after formatting the partition, you have to create a one directory where you want to give the access, like by the name of the any, if you don't like if you don't have any name of the partition, so how you can access that partition? Like you have a room, by in a room there is in a door there is no any name, so how you can know this is that room where you want to go? So for this reason you have to give the nameplate. We can call it is a nameplate. In my language I'm calling it a nameplate. Like we want to access that nameplate, so I'm giving the name, like I'm giving the directory, I'm creating a directory for the nameplate of that particular partition. So I've given the partition, it's the name of this as a any name new. I've given it as a new one. So mkdir new one, I have created one partition. Now I want to use this partition, so I want to do this. I want to mount it. By which drive I'm going to mount it? Dev sdb1. I have created this partition, and where we want to mount it? In new one I am going to mount this partition. Like this partition I'm going to mount in the name of new one. So you can check I have mounted. Now you can use the df-h. You can check here. Now you can check here, I have got it one more drive, like one more partition, that's 199 MB, and 9.9 MB is used, and it is a system reserve, and 179 MB is a free. So the name of the partition is a new one. So in this time you have successfully created your partition and you have given the file system. You can use this partition. You can do this like cd, where you want to create it slides, you want to change the directory new, sorry, new one. I have changed the directory in new one. I am now in the partition, new one partition. I am going to create some of the file, like I am going to create a file vi, I am using vi te. I have given the name te. I am giving any of the, here you should have to use I'll give you the information about the this file via editor also. So for this partition I have using this, so I have given this much of the data in this file and I have saved it. Now I have created, I have to see there is file or not in this. So you can check there is one more, it's already lost plus found. It is a by default, it is coming in the partition, and now you can check I have created this partition, like I have created this file. So here, now you have created the partition, you are using this partition. But here one you can face a one more problem. After rebooting your machine, this partition will be unaccessed, like it will be auto unmounted. So if you don't want to give it unmount, you want to use it a regular way, so you have to pass the value in fstab. If you are passing the value in fstab, so after rebooting the machine your partition will be as it is. So you have to, like your partition will not going to unmount on that time. So that's called, we are calling like that, it's a called a persistence. When we are giving the persistence of the particular, so after rebooting you can easily access of that partition, you can use the, you can access of the partition. So how we can use, like how we can persist? So you can do this, follow this step. So you have to go in vi etc fstab. Here in this you have to provide a proper values. If you are giving anything wrong, so on the rebooting time your system will be panic. So what you are going to provide here, that should be a proper. So you have to check what I'm going to provide it. I'll let you know what I'm going to provide it. So here I'm going in an insert mode now. Yeah, I have given this first sector, there will be a 6 fields. You have to provide a 6 fields, so your will be fstab will be a better way, in a better way, like it will be a proper. So first will be your drive name, sdb1. This drive you have already created, like sdb1 is your partition. You have to provide this one proper name. And after that, this called a file type, like where you have mounted it. So I have mounted in the name of new one. Give the name as a proper new one. Sorry, here you have to provide new one. The name of the, you have already mounted it. Where you have mounted it. The name of the mounted, like what we can tell, it's a mount point. It's called a mount point. And now here it's now in this time ext4, in which file system, this called a file system. And this will be always as a default, make it, it is always default. This will be a default. Spelling should be a proper. And now in this field, after rebooting your machine, when you are going to restart your machine, what the processor we need to do? If you are providing 1 and here 2, or here hence 1, if you are providing this type, so on that time when your machine going to run, so on that time your all the partition, like machine is checking all the partitions, there is some any junk file like this type of the file, they are going to clear it, like it is going for the cleaning of that disk. So on that time, what the priority you are setting? If you are providing 1, so it will be a check. If it is 0, so it will not check. So this is an option for checking or not checking. You want to check the file system, like partition, or if you don't want to check that file system while rebooting. And here, what the sequence when you want to check this file system with the, well, like if you are running your, like when you're power on the operating system, on that time first of all it's checking of slash partition, it is checking on slash partition. And secondly, all the second. So first like it will check, and it will be first priority, first will check on slash, and after that it will check boot and all this operating system. So here better is provide 2, so I have provided to it. So now I have saved this file. I have used semicolon WQ after using escape button. Now I have to provide all the field will be a proper. First is a device name. This is a device name, driver name. Second will be a mount point. Third will be a file system, and fourth will be a default always. And here one, when you want to check it or not check it. You don't want to check like this, you want to on or off. This easily way we can check, we can say it, would you like to check the file, yes or no? So if you are providing 1, so it is a yes, and if you are providing 0, so it will be a no. And when you want to check it on the first time or second time, so we are checking it second time. So root will be, sorry, slash will be a first, and all partition will be a second. So here I'm going to save it. Now I have done the partitioning. This is a procedure, you can create your partition and persist this partition. So after rebooting, your partition will not going to unmount, otherwise you should have to mount it again every time. So this is my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe my video. My like my channel name like this video I have uploaded on, you can do it. This is my channel name. If you like my video, please like and subscribe my video. Thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you.